Hi guys, welcome back to Just Talking, where I talk out and you sometimes listen. So today I'm doing a guide and review of the Speedy Pass and e-ticket at Blackpool Pleasure Beach, which is located along the northwest coast of England. And I'm doing this in the wake of seeing some people, when I last visited the park, being a bit confused as to how to use these two different types of tickets. And if you do like this sort of content, make sure to like, comment and subscribe. And let's get into the ticket prices. And this is going to include some of the Speedy Pass ticket prices as well. So for adults, which is ages 12 and 12 and up, that starts at a normal price at £42, but with some reductions you can have that at £30. Sometimes I've actually seen it at £27, but that depends on what offers they're doing at the park and what time of year it is. Sometimes when schools go back in Blackpool, they will actually reduce it so then families can come after school hours and have a bit of time in the park. And for kids, which is ages 11 and under, that starts at £36, but sometimes can be reduced to £28 during summer months, and similarly when kids go back to school, sometimes even going as low as £15. And for the standard Speedy Pass tickets, which I'll get into what these two include in a second, that's £25 per person. And for the VIP version of it, that's £50 per person. So these are pretty steep, and they are added onto your ticket price, so you do have to pay both of those prices. It's not just a ticket and also Speedy Pass included. Although you can get certain bundles and reductions if you are a season pass holder and different things like that. So a standard Speedy Pass means that you wait the queue time that's advertised, but you don't actually have to stand in the queue line. And of course, it will show up on the website the queue time that you need to wait, and I'll go into how that works in a minute. You can skip to that part if you'd like. And you can keep eating or riding while you wait for that timer to go down. And all you need to do is just enter through the Speedy Pass entrance. And for the VIP Speedy Pass, that means you skip 90% of the advertised wait time and then just going through the Speedy Pass entrance. So for both of the Speedy Passes, you don't have to wait in the queues whatsoever. You just have to wait the time. So it is really great if you do want to sit and have some more food for a while until you go on to another ride. So that's a really great option. Or if you are on a ride and you want to go on one straight after, because it's maybe right next to the ride you're on at the minute, then it's really great for things like that. So for how to use your e-ticket, once you've activated your e-ticket or e-tickets via the confirmation email you receive after you've booked, there are a variety of different ways that you can actually use the e-ticket. So one of the ways is you can save the QR code as a lock screen, so that every time you turn your phone on, you can just scan it there and you don't have to open your phone and get onto the website to use it, which can be a little bit of a pain. You can also print off the e-ticket via the email, or you can actually go to the ticket services and they'll print it off for you. And you can use that as paper wristbands are not available, and then you can just take it out your pocket. That's what I do. It's really easy, and it works the same as everything else, but I think it's just a little bit faster. And you can also use the website to display the e-ticket as standard. So to use it at the ride, you go up to the entrance by the turnstiles and you place a QR code under the scanner, which will be red, and at about a 45-degree angle, and then the target light will turn green, and then you can go through the turnstiles and onto the ride. So it's a fairly quick process so long as you do have your e-ticket out. Sometimes people struggle with getting it to work, but don't worry, the staff members will let you through if it doesn't work properly. So just make sure that you do have the e-ticket out, because sometimes if you do get to the turnstile and you don't already have it out, they can actually ask you to move from the ride. So how to use a Speedy Pass? You have to go onto the website today.blackpoolpleasurebeach.com and then log into your Blackpool Pleasure Beach account for your booking. And then you press on the Speedy Pass logo on the website, and then you select the ride that you wish to go on. This is a required step for both ranks of Speedy Pass, so you have to do that for both VIP and also standard Speedy Pass. So for both of them, you do have to still wait a designated time too. So you do have to wait for the countdown to end, as I said, and these times will of course be different based on the ranks this time. So 90% of the queue time will be reduced if you have VIP, and none of it will be reduced as standard, but you don't have to stand around. And then you enter via the exit of the ride, which they do say is a Speedy Pass entrance, but it is actually exit. And I use this picture here of Wallace and Gromit's Thrill-O-Matic, because there are 2 doors on the side of this building, and the one you can see here is Speedy Pass, and now you enter through the inside of this building and go around the back and into the entrance here, but Speedy Pass goes across this section here and then enters this part of the ride. And to basically enter it, you do have to show a QR code, and you can do this as many times as you want throughout the day. And they'll just scan the QR code and let you on, but sometimes you do have to wait a little bit longer, so then standard guests with a normal ticket can get on the ride as well. And of course there are no limits as to how many times you do this, it's all included in the price, but you will just have to wait those times as a person with a normal ticket would do, unless you of course have the more expensive VIP option. So for a quick disclaimer, when you do go on the website, if your phone locks, then the timer that is shown to when you can go on the ride, it will actually stop. And to amend this, you need to just refresh the page, and it will go to the correct wait time. And of course, this has scared some guests, thinking that, oh no, I've turned my phone off and now we have to wait an extra 10 minutes to go on the ride. That's not true. You just have to refresh the page, of course. And if your phone does run out because you are getting it out for the Speedy Pass, or you're getting it out for your e-ticket, there are also charging points around the park. And if it does go dead and you don't have time to charge it, or you just don't want to or need to, then you can go to the ticket services or customer services, wherever you choose to go, and they will just print out your e-ticket for you. So if you do think that your phone's about to die, then make sure to go there so then they can actually see your verification email and print that out for you, because if not, then they can't really do anything about that. Of course, you can also group your e-tickets together. So then if you have younger kids who don't have a phone, then you can scan it all in one. And I do believe that follows with the Speedy Pass. You only need one QR code for a full group of people, so long as your e-tickets are linked in a group. Of course, if they are in a group, you can still use your e-tickets separately too. So, is Speedy Pass worth it? So in the summer and spring, I would say yes. The queue times do start to mount when it gets slightly hotter, with the weather being perfect, so the big one will be open, as a guarantee, and, all the rides will be running in the heat, because they don't really have any specification with temperatures, apart from when it gets sort of cold and windy for some of them. And sometimes the queues can reach an hour. When I went on the August the 3rd, when I recorded my hotel room tour video, that Wallace and Gromit's Thrill-O-Matic, that got to an hour the queue time. And of course, the coasters such as Icon and Big One, they stay around 30 minutes. I think Big One only reached an hour at one point, but I'm not too sure if that timing was accurate, because every point in the day up until that point, it had been 20-30 minutes to get on the ride. So there's no worry about getting on Big One and Icon. The queues are never that big, because they are normally running 3 trains, which is the maximum capacity, and that means the throughput's really great, because they kind of hold 12 to 18 people on each train, so there's no real issue with the queues for them. So in the autumn, I'd say possibly, because, there's more guests visiting on certain nights because of Journey to Hell Freak Nights. That will, of course, be more prevalent this year, because, of course, last year they couldn't open Journey to Hell Freak Nights because, of course, it is a walk-through horror attraction with live actors, and due to current restrictions and past restrictions, they couldn't open it. But this year it will be on, and, mainly on the days leading up to Halloween, and also to the main Journey to Hell Freak Nights on the 30th of October. That's when, they start to offer more timings for the event. Then you will find more people that will be coming to the park. And then also in the last remaining days in November, it is fairly quiet, and on days in September all the way through. And also at the start of October it is the same, because, schools have just come back, and you'll only really see more people coming into the park on days where it'll open till 7 o'clock or 10 p.m, due to, late night riding sessions, because kids will be coming out of school at 3 o'clock, so you'll only really see more people coming in at that time, and it'll be a lot quieter due to school times in Blackpool. So yeah, that was it for this video, and I really hope this taught you some things about the e-tickets. I know some of the e-tickets information was in the Speedy Pass bit, but I hope you found your way through, and it's something that I really wanted to make due to some people being a bit confused as to how to use it and kind of panicking at the turnstiles when it didn't work. But there's no worry with it. If anything does happen, an error occurs, then just refresh the page because you won't lose track. It won't log you out of your account. Well, from what I know, because I've used it and I've refreshed the page and it hasn't logged me out of my account. But there's no real issue with the e-tickets and things like that with them being too complicated when you actually see it spelled out like this. So you can, of course, still print it out, and if you are in a pre-booked group, you can also get wristbands sent to a certain location, so you can actually get wristbands still. But that is if you're part of a pre-booked group that's part of an event or a school. So yeah, I hope this taught you some things. I hope it was helpful and useful. And if you do like this sort of content, make sure to check out my other Blackpool Pleasure Beach videos and like, comment and subscribe. And yeah, this is Just Talking. Bye bye.